right, Justin, thanks for making the time.
Yeah.
Let's roll into it. Jim McCabe, PGAtour.com.
I got to ask you about the bunker shot on 6. All the times you played here, is that a comfortable shot? What are you aiming at there?
No, that's not comfortable. First and foremost, it's actually a really well-designed hole, first and foremost. I mean, the fairway is huge, but the fact there's a cliff on the right, those bunkers are just in the right place. They're not too deep because they give you a shot. But you got to strike it. You know that if you catch it half an inch fat, you could be in the ravine, drop in and making all sorts of trouble there. So, yeah, I mean, it was I was really just focused on putting the ball in the middle of my stance, making sure I hit the back of the ball. And obviously for it to climb up there to 6 feet was, that there's a little element of a nice hop, skip, and a bounce up there, obviously. But, I did my part, struck it, stayed out of trouble, committed to it. Because, it would have been easy to have played a different shot, just try to hit a high cut 7-iron up onto the top of the ridge, give myself a wedge shot. But I only had 214 to the front, so the shot was on. So, obviously at that point I was looking for some momentum, looking for something good to happen as well. It just, that came at the perfect time for me. 4-iron. Yeah.
Ron.
Justin, as you mentioned this morning, you were in the last group on the final round here in 2019 at the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think tied for third. Obviously, in the hunt again here now. How does your game sort of fit? What do you think about playing Pebble? And not to jump ahead, but I mean, it's given the reputation of this course. If you were to add your name to the winners list, what would that mean, given that it's Pebble?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's one of those places that you just come to and you feel inspired, and you look around, you're like, wow, what an amazing place to be. There's a little bit of gratitude and just sort of the fact that you're actually enjoying being here, I think always lends itself to playing well. I mean, that's not unique to me. So strategically, I think this golf course has a lot to it. There's a lot of angles, a lot of strategy. The greens are quite steep in certain areas. I think I read sloping putts pretty well. It's probably a strength of mine. So I think some of those things stack up to why I've been able to do well here. And of course, to tap in on, Monday, I guess, but thinking of a Sunday normally, but to win with that view there on 18 at Pebble, of course, it's iconic.
Can I add on to that a little bit, the positive vibes coming into the week, knowing you've had some great history here throughout the years, whether it was a major or not, and then how that carried over into the week and potentially into tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I didn't really come in here thinking, okay, this is, horses for courses, this is my place. There's a lot of dynamics at play this week. You have your amateur partners, you have 3 courses, obviously you have weather, which we've seen this week. There's a lot of things to not get ahead of yourself, do you know what I mean, that happened this week. But I came into this tournament enjoying it for what it is. I think it's a very special event on the PGA Tour. I think if you come into it with the right mindset and enjoying your amateurs, enjoying the greens aren't perfect, pace of play is pretty slow, but if those things are going to frustrate you, then you shouldn't be here in the first place. So I kind of came in with that mindset, and really enjoyed my time out there with James Gorman from Morgan Stanley. We had a brilliant time. He's become a friend through the years. So that there's definitely an element to sort of the more relaxed nature of this event as well. So I think that's helped me to this point. Obviously today changed. Today was like Sunday PGA Tour, all pros, all business. But that's kind of also why we play, and the business end of things is what matters, and I thoroughly enjoyed it out there today.
Ron?
You always hear you got to score on the first 7 holes at Pebble, and you obviously 3 under on the front today. Denny went 7 under on the front.
Did he?
How much do you have to kind of flip your mindset tomorrow? Now you come back, you're trying to protect 2-shot lead, and you're playing the tougher side. I imagine it's a different kind of approach. Yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, it was good to get the tee shot done on number 10. I think the wind shifts a little bit out of the east tomorrow, which, if that's true, that helps the back 9 a little bit. So that's a break. So that's kind of why I chose to, I was kind of quite keen for us to keep moving and hit the tee shot on 10. So I feel like there's still some opportunities out there tomorrow coming out. good golf lends itself to opportunities. So I'm going to have to just, that's what I'm focusing on. Two-shot lead's great, but, and there's obviously, normally you sleep on a two-shot lead, there's 18 holes to play, tons can happen in 18 holes. Now there's 8 holes to play, less can happen in 8 holes, but still, two's not enough to sort of, I still got to come out and do a job tomorrow.
When exactly did the horn blow for you?
I guess sort of a couple of minutes after hitting the tee shot on 10, but walking down the fairway to the ball.
Did you hit your second shot on 10 or no?
I decided not to, no. It was just getting dark. I had a bit of I've got a hanging lie where depth perception's quite important, so just decided to.
You're in the fairway on 10, right?
In the fairway on 10, yeah.
Alex?
The whole mindset thing you said coming in because of everything that's involved with this tournament, do you think that makes, to some extent, the difference for you this week?
Maybe. I've been working hard. I've been trending, I would say, as well. So sometimes when you're trending, you put maybe too much emphasis and you try too hard. So I think maybe the other factors that come into this event probably help me know that I am playing well. And have maybe let that come to the fore a little bit easier rather than, maybe trying too hard for it.
And then one other thing, what exactly happened at 1 and how deflated, if it is deflated, coming off of that green, making a bogey there? And then 2, talk about if you do win tomorrow, is it really all into what happened on the second shot at 6?
Yeah, a lot there. So obviously anytime you tee off with a lead, you want momentum straight away. It's always nice, to get up on the front foot. And I missed the fairway on number 1, which is really a bit of a cardinal sin. I've missed it twice with a 4-iron now, actually, this week, which is... but I've had a lot of tee shots this week where I'm between 5-wood and 4-iron, so I'm stretching the 4-iron. I'm trying to hit the 4-iron hard. So I felt like it's been a good week to have had a 3-iron in the bag, to be honest with you. But that kind of led to a lie in the right-hand rough that came out a little bit quick. But I had to get it up and over the tree, so I had to swing hard. And then actually from over the back of the green, I hit an unbelievable chip shot, which I thought was going to be... I didn't think I could leave it short, but left it 4 or 5 feet short. And such a quick putt as well. I dribbled it down there a bit. The greens actually were slower. It took me a couple holes to key into quite... I think maybe they hadn't quite cut the greens based upon... Yeah, I mean, I kind of... you can see it, but it's one thing seeing it. It takes maybe a couple of holes for you to feel it. So I felt like a slightly slow start with a putter today, keying into the speed of the greens. But yeah, that was the difference, I think.
Anything?
And then if I do go on to win, that was the momentum maker for today. And then knocking in the putt on number 7, and then birdieing 8 as well. The way 8 played when we played, it was unbelievably tough hole. So to get through there with a 4, that little stretch was great.
What was that second shot, club into 8 on the second shot?
4-iron.
That club seems to come up a lot.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I'm glad I didn't have the 3-iron that time. That was a good 4-iron. Yeah.
Anything else for Justin?
Cool, guys. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.